Okay, you repeat after me.
Mm.
You are bold.
You are bold.
You are brilliant.
You are brilliant.
You are beautiful.
You are beautiful.
And if people tell you that you need to lose weight, right? They have not met me lah. You're listening to
Jom Sembang, Malaysia.
You know, right, it's not funny lah, but I think everyone once in their lifetime has put lose weight on their resolution or some
Not everyone lah.
list. Oh, you have not have it on your...
No, I have, but I'm just saying not everyone.
I think most people are, because I've really met skinny people who tell me I need to lose weight, and I'm looking at them like, lose where some more?
No. But there's some people who are skinny their whole life and then they like, you tell them, hey, did you lose weight? And they actually got offended when like they try very hard to put on weight. So yeah. On both sides of the spectrum also got lah. But mostly got the extra weight issue lah.
Extra weight.
Yeah.
So when was the last time you put lose weight in your checklist? Never. I remember you, like, there was this thing where I said I always weigh myself every first of the month.
Yeah.
And then I will just track my weight, even though I might not do nothing about it. But I just like tracking lah. Because in general, I like tracking stuff. What I eat and stuff like that. And then you told me that you never ever stand on a weighing machine if you don't need to stand. Because that's not what you believe in.
Something like that. Got lah. Sometimes I want to target that weight lah.
Okay.
But in general, it's not a target. I'll tell you what my target is later.
Okay, go on. Can hear one later. Specific number or what?
No lah.
I always have this theory when it comes to weight. People who are born when they're baby, right? If they're born chubby, right? Then they end up growing up slender and tall and skinny and then
Really?
those who are born underweight end up growing up fat and chubby and round lah. Me. Can you believe it? I was born underweight.
Oh.
Like totally underweight.
I have a theory for that.
Okay, come give me a theory.
Because when you're underweight, right, then your mother and your father, right, the first thing they're like, feed the child. That's the priority in life, right? Feed the child. Then
you become
what lah? Then if you are chubby, then like, cannot. Then you grow up, then you a bit skinny lah. I don't know lah, maybe.
I blame it on Epiton.
What?
Because I was underweight for the first 7 years of my life. So much so that my parents and the doctor keep telling my parents, feed her. She's like, bones.
See, so I correct.
Okay? But no matter how much they feed me, I never grow. And then came standard 1. Then I say, oh yeah, try this Epiton thing for your appetite. Okay? It's either that made me grow, like within 3 years, I was overweight.
Wow.
Or canteen food very nice lah. I don't know which is
Or
which.
maybe you just bloomed. Maybe you were a late bloomer.
I was definitely a late bloomer. In any other ways.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I was just thinking about this topic because recently I've been gaining a lot of weight. And I got tired of like, I think the thing about fluctuating weights are the clothes lah. You know, I remember I was an XL and then we went to climb Mount Kinabalu. I became an M.
Ooh.
Okay, and then during the pandemic, I became an L. Now I'm an XL. And then I had some medical issues last year.
Yeah.
So taking steroids made me a triple XL now.
Wow.
And my family basically come and say, hey, you put on weight. And then I was too lazy to explain about steroids. But yeah, my closet have 3 sizes or 4 sizes.
Do you organize it like?
Yeah, fluctuate weight. So what really hit me was when I took the steroids.
Okay.
I probably gained maybe 10 kgs or something like that.
Wow.
From a 3-month steroid thing. And people really notice it.
Okay.
And people have a lot of things to say about it.
Wow.
So yeah, today we want to talk about what are the things that we do that try to help us to maintain our weight.
Okay.
And some experience lah.
Okay.
I think you will have some experience lah. I don't know about me lah.
Good.
Come, let you share first lah. I've been talking so much.
Okay, so when I was young, I always had this view of myself that I'm chubby, overweight, and I only have a few pictures lah where I was a kid that was not overweight, like quite trim. I think that was maybe when I was 5-ish. I have one photo.
Okay. You can post
One.
that photo when you want to promote this podcast. Yes, come.
I go and find that one photo. And then the other time was in my teens where I look at the photos and I'm like, wow, I was so like slim that time. But for the rest of my life and in my head and until now, it's always been overweight.
No lah.
So,
I've never seen you as overweight leh.
so my theory is what is put in your head when you are young sticks with you for the rest of your life.
Agree.
Yeah. And so
Wait. My mom said I'm skinny and I'm underweight. Never stick to my life. No, don't agree.
Okay lah, maybe in the formative years when you start to form your self-worth.
Okay.
Yeah. So I used to not like walking, jogging because you know what? I have thunder thighs.
Okay.
So the biggest I think for me lah is my thighs. So it doesn't help, right? Because when you're trying to do jogging or whatever, it always
Bergeser.
itches. Bergeseran, you know?
That one only big thick thighs ladies will understand,
Yes.
you know.
And here you are trying to be fit and you want to exercise, but it's like such a torture because it's horrible lah, right? So then you don't walk. So it's kind of like doesn't
conflict.
help. And I think a lot about losing weight is about that. It's like it's not that you don't want to, but your current situation makes it very hard to do the things that.
The people who tell you do 100 sit-ups and I say, I can't even do one in my size lah. What 100 sit-up you talking about?
So that kind of thing lah. But yeah, so I said right, I always thought that I was overweight, big, short.
Yeah, that's why I say they have not met me.
But that's the thing, you see, everything is relative. So I used to think I was short. Now, and I hang around you, I still feel like I'm short. But then I travel to some place, I won't mention where lah, not very nice. And then when I'm around this group of people, suddenly I feel tall. Because everybody's at my ear height. You know? Then I'm like, hey, everything's relative lah. Then my godma's family are all pretty stocky. They're athletic, but they're big built.
White, broad.
Yeah, and then my godma always call me petite. I'm like,
But you're quite petite.
no, but you see, in my whole psyche, I'm big. In my brain, I was big. I think when I was...
My brain is trying to comprehend that big.
Yeah.
And then
when I was
petite.
11, 12, I was like probably the biggest in my class.
Oh.
Also the tallest.
You are early bloomer?
Yeah. Something like that lah.
Oh, okay.
So now I realize I'm short depending on who I'm with. Or I'm big depending on who I'm with.
Okay, I will shorten myself.
No need. Itulah cerita saya.
Okay, interesting. I find that I never really call myself big until recently when I look at photos.
Okay.
So for me, it's not so much as the weight, but the proportion of your body lah.
But then also depends what angle you take photo.
Okay, find a good photographer. But yeah, I actually didn't notice that I was gaining weight when I was taking the steroids or whatever is it. Until I saw a photo of myself. Then I was like, wow.
Right.
Like, wow. Like, even though I was buying bigger clothes. But
Okay.
to me, it's just, I just need the extra 2 inches. But I never realized it until I saw it on the photo and I went like, walao this is probably the person that I would laugh at. Or like, wow, he must get healthy soon. Now I'm looking at the photo and I tell myself, hey, you must get healthy soon. That's when I know that, something is not right lah. In that sense lah.
Okay.
So yeah, that is my current thought on it. I think I'm wondering whether I will still have a 5XL to wear, but hopefully not. So yeah, let's take a break and then when we come back, we will have another friend joining us today who will share more stories, hopefully funny stories that we can all just laugh about and learn something.
Today's episode is in support of the YWCA KL's brand new initiative called the YWCA Community Oasis. If you would like to be involved in greening up a space right in the middle of downtown KL, reach out to us on social media, YWCA KL.
Just said, I would like to green the place too.
Yes. All right, back to the show. And we have in the studio with us today. I'm very excited, no? Because we always are in her show one. Today she is on our show.
Wow, now we have a chance to bully her.
Yes. So her name is Mary Anne Gomes, also known as Mac.
Can I just say it's very nervous being on the other side of the table. It is very nerve-wracking knowing that oh crap, this time I cannot ask them the questions. They have to ask me.
No lah, you can ask the
But we
okay
all,
one.
we are quite chill one. But it's true, I always say that I used to get nervous when I have to answer questions.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I get nervous sometimes when I ask questions as well, because if I ask a silly question, people know. So yeah, actually I'm more nervous than you.
I
The
okay
most
one
if it's
because-
silly, they just look at Gina, the silly question next.
Yeah, I okay one because she's always asking the questions anyway.
Ah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah,
question
yeah.
then only I ask, so I know straight.
She knows stress one really. I will drive the whole thing until she said, Gina, I got something to ask. Huh?
Hey, that's pretty smart of her though.
Yes, I quite smart lah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she always smarter. She always make use of me.
She let you pilot the whole thing and then like, okay, now it's my turn.
Must use your gifts accordingly.
Correct, I agree.
Correct. So today's episode is all about, are we ashamed of how we look? And then Marianne has to come into the studio with this,
It's brought to you by donuts.
donuts. And I was like, oh, nice prop.
Yes.
So,
I didn't even realize it when I bought it. I'm like, hey, I need to bring something for them. And then suddenly I'm like, oh yeah.
Like, you don't need to bring but yeah, if you want to bring, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, so just now we were talking about all this lose weight being something that is on everyone's checklist at least once in their lifetime. What are your thoughts or feelings about it?
I am guilty of that until I reach a certain age.
Okay.
So I got to a point where I'm like, you know what? Whether I put on weight or I lose weight, right? Nobody's paying for my food. I'm paying for my own food, right? So kenapa diorang sakit? So it's like, screw this. I am just going to be happy the way I am. But the truth is, you're never really happy the way you are, as much as you tell yourself.
Yeah, you're like skinny then, not skinny enough.
Yeah.
I don't understand people who lose weight
Or
and
too
then tell me
skinny.
don't lose weight enough. Yeah.
And the thing is, right, the weight topic has become very sensitive. So you cannot say, hey, the skinny person cannot lose weight because it's insensitive to them.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know, and then the plus size person, also you cannot say that because it's insensitive. So when you talk about weight, it becomes very sensitive. You cannot you must see lah. Okay, like Ju and Gina can talk with them. But other people, you must, test water first and see how this conversation goes.
Oh.
Yeah. I think between Ju and me also it took a while.
Yeah?
Like she wouldn't tell me I gain weight until I tell her, hey, I think I gain weight. After 3 times, yeah lah, you gain weight lah. Just never tell you lah, or like
So when
stuff
do you
like
feel
that.
comfortable enough to tell someone who you're close to that they've gained weight?
I think knowing that someone and then knowing what they're sensitive to.
Okay.
So with Ju, it also there was one time I think she had a bit of a bloat near her tummy, and every time she sit down, so I never say anything. But then if we have to take photograph, then I just can you like this, and then
You're really good at that though.
and then I remember there was one time she mentioned it to me first. Then I know that okay, we are at a safe space
Okay.
because she was able to share that point lah. Yeah, so that I will tell her, I think cannot lah this one. I need to lose some weight like that.
I think it's also why. If we're talking about it, it's like a health concern or whatever lah. It comes from that place. A lot of people just nothing better to say. Hey, you
Correct.
put away you lost weight
Correct.
Like that's the opening topic of the day.
And some
what
of-
is that to you?
And some of them is not even relevant. Like I remember, right, I lost weight. And then the person wanted to say, you gain weight. And I was like, I just lost 6 kg. You tell me I gain weight.
Oh,
What on
yeah,
earth?
that's the other thing, right? It's when people tell me that, I always say it's relative to when you last saw me.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right? So if you saw me when I was at my kurus part, then I put on weight. If you saw my gemuk part, then I lost weight. So it depends,
It
right?
really depends when you saw me last.
Yeah.
But I think it becomes, like you said, a conversation starter. I don't know why. Is it because we're Asians that we okay to say, hey, you became fat, or hey, you lost weight, you're looking better now?
I think in the Chinese context lah.
I don't think it's just Chinese.
No. I mean, yeah, everybody asks it, but in the Chinese context, saying that you have gained weight is not a negative thing.
Really?
So it's a
It's
positive
like,
thing?
It's a prosperity. While you eat well, you have enough to feed yourself and
Yeah,
stuff
I got
like
hear
that.
people say before, you're looking very prosperous now. You must be very happy.
Yeah. So that one came from a Chinese cultural thinking.
But I think it's a backhanded compliment.
Yes and no lah, because Chinese people
Double meaning one.
back then, right? They like curves and they like this
Really?
extra tires. Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
They-
Where did those Chinese people go to?
I don't No. They all
Hey,
came to Malaysia and become Malaysians.
Actually, it's not just Chinese. I mean, the islanders, they like the curves.
Correct. So last time, right,
Right?
I remember I was growing up when I started gaining weight at 7, 8, right? Then I had started at spare tires. My grandma would go like, "Wow, you're very healthy and good," and then I was like, okay. It's a very different thing. That's why when I grew up, I didn't grow up feeling bad that I had curves.
You are so lucky.
Because I felt that grandma reminded me, hey, remember, you have enough to eat and you're prosperous, you're healthy, good for you.
Oh, you've got
I
a
like your
great grandma.
So I don't know about other culture lah.
Okay.
In Chinese, most of them asking, have you gained weight or not? It's just asking, have you have enough to eat? Are you like, do you lose weight because you not enough food to eat?
Actually, now talking about it, I'm wondering where this so-called ideal shape came from.
Yeah.
Because seriously, right, if you look around the world, the happiest, prosperous, people have quite full bodies.
Mm.
And who's to say it has to look
A certain way.
a certain way, like no body fat or whatever lah. So
Yeah,
where it
I
came from.
totally don't get it.
Yeah.
All those people who say what, this body at this weight, you must have this amount of body fat. It's like, what? It's just a body.
Who had so much time to do all that calculation, right?
Yeah.
Give us so much a headache.
I mean, I agree about being healthy.
Yeah.
So just now when you're asking about target, right? My target is not ever to lose weight, but to be healthier and fitter. Right? And because when you start exercising, you put
gain
on
weight.
muscle, what?
Yes.
Then what? I'll lose weight. Like, doesn't make sense lah.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you've seen this. Have you seen that video where they show you the ideal body size for women from back in the 20s all the way till now?
Oh.
So it changes, right? Like from curvy to slim and skinny and stuff like that. It's really, really interesting.
Wow,
When
got
is it-
trend.
When is it going back one full circle to say curvy is?
Yeah. So at one time, it was like you have to be very flat. It's like very papan like that.
Okay.
And then at one time, it's like really full body, So I'm
Okay.
like, I wish I was in this time frame, I'd like fit in so well, right? But it has changed. But who is the person who decides
Yeah.
what is the ideal body? What is the ideal shape?
Is it because of Barbie doll lah?
No, I think it's the magazine and the push. Actually,
I
no,
think it's the
like,
media.
yeah, the media
Yeah.
plays a lot. Because they're the one to put all the nice people on the front cover.
Nice. Who says nice?
No lah. Yeah, but I
Yeah,
won't
who
say
says nice? Correct.
Okay, correct. Maybe they choose the specific group to put on the front cover too often that people think that is supposed to be the ideal.
Correct.
They don't put a variety of people in the front.
But I think that has changed over the years
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
inclusivity thing,
Yeah.
right? And I like how Barbie doll, like since you mentioned it, right? I don't know, have you seen the movie?
No.
Oh my God, you have to go and see the
okay.
movie because she promotes inclusivity.
Okay.
And there's Barbie dolls of all shapes and sizes, all colors and all varieties. So that take on Barbie kind of changed my perspective on
Okay.
the whole
Barbie doll.
Yeah. If it's not for that movie, we will all know as Barbie doll has to be this slim, this
Okay.
slender, this size, right?
Right.
But because of the movie, they've changed it all.
Ah.
In a way, I would say the movie targets women like us.
Okay.
Grown-ups. But it's great for children who feel like they don't fit in because they look different.
Do you think it was always... Sorry, suddenly we're talking about Barbie doll. Do
We
you think
have
it's
swerved. I'm sorry.
Pivot? Do you think it's a pivot to reposition themselves?
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
I feel like the whole Barbie context got lost somewhere. And with all this, and especially children, and when I see children, right? So I went to Kuching last month, and my goddaughter says, I'm fat. So I took part in this competition to lose weight. And I'm looking at this little girl, I'm like, you're 9. Who told you you're fat? It's like, my teacher told me I'm fat, I need to lose weight. I'm like, why are we
Hey, but why do
putting
teachers
this?
always do that?
Yeah, why do we tell children that they are fat and they need to do something? They're supposed to grow healthily, and as it is life, you're
But
getting...
wait, Chokma, like Singapore got fat club, then how?
I don't know, but in Malaysia, right, the PE teacher will do that.
Yeah.
You fat, you do 20 times more sit-up. Padahal I'm the one who cannot do because I'm fat. And then, but I just find the intention is, can you be a bit healthier? But it comes out as you're fat.
Mean.
It doesn't come out as, hey,
Yeah.
maybe you need to eat less to be healthier. It doesn't come out that way. You just
Yeah.
go like, fat, can you just punish yourself by doing triple sit-up where I can't do one?
I like how you say punish yourself.
I don't know. They always do that one. The team people do fast. You slow, double. Huh? I really reaching there.
But there is this thing where, so I was watching TV lah that time, some documentary, and it was talking about how we tend to associate fat with not good,
Yeah.
thin with good, right? So
Correct.
they had this exercise. You might have seen it before, and there's this whole thing like, okay, list of words, and
Okay.
you're supposed to categorize it on two sections lah. So let's say one side says, literally it says fat and thin lah, okay? Fat and not good. Fat and bad.
Okay.
Then thin and good. And then they've got all these words like beautiful or good or kind-hearted, and you're supposed to associate.
Okay.
And the people of different sizes generally had an easier time putting all the good things with the thin things together.
Mm.
And then when it was word association like fat and good, thin and bad, they all like, this one put where? Like it took 3 seconds more to just decide. So
Yeah.
somehow the world is telling us that, fat is bad lah.
Yeah.
I would agree that sometimes it is less healthy and it might hamper our even efforts to become healthy because you've got so much additional weight that you cannot do what you need to do to live a healthy life lah.
Mhm.
But fat is bad is not necessarily even the food fat is good for you sometimes.
Yeah, you need fat so that the meat doesn't dry up.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Yeah.
like my yolk very well.
Yeah.
I need to have my fats in between.
Correct. That's why you have steak, right? You must have the marble.
Correct.
No marble, you become like
It's
shoe taste.
natural fat. So there's a whole nutrition mindset that is, you should have this, right? So,
Correct. So what I really admire about you, Marianne, is like you do MC work.
Yeah.
And then I really admire that you actually put plus size ambassador on your Instagram profile.
Yeah.
I thought that took a lot of guts.
It didn't come easy until, like I said, I got to a point where I was comfortable.
Mhm.
And I told myself, look, the industry is so filled with all your, your slim, petite MCs and hosts and all that, right? And it's really difficult to compete, right? The only thing I have with me is the language,
Okay.
okay? But language is something everybody can learn, right?
No.
But
You also
Okay.
you also have the charisma.
yeah.
But if you are looking for an MC who's going to fit into a little black dress, how I look in a little black dress compared to how Ju would look in a little black dress is going to be different,
Correct.
Uh-huh.
So I told myself, you know what? If you are okay with hiring a plus size MC, I'm here.
Yeah.
My service is available. But if you're looking for someone slim, don't come and look for me lah, because
Yeah.
you will be disappointed. I also will be disappointed. So
So you just put it right there so that they go like, okay,
yeah.
don't talk to me until you know this. So that we don't have to go through that whole process of filtering at awkward moments.
Because for the longest time, I had this thing, right? I never put it in my profile.
Okay.
So when I would go for a meet, right? They hire me. And then when I'm on the way to go and see the client for a brief, in my mind, I'm like, what if they're expecting someone slim?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, they're going to be so disappointed. And then they'll be like,
And then it'll be awkward because they don't know how to tell you no, and then you don't know how to like.
And they
yeah.
already hired me. So,
Okay.
there's no
Deposit
turning back.
already.
Yeah. So right now I feel like, take it or leave it. This is who I am. And yeah, you want to hire me? Hire me lah. If not, then I'm sorry. But there's so many out there lah. It's okay.
That's a very smart move. You should try that, Ju. Not the plus size, not the plus size part. Okay, this one can cut out if you don't like to put it in. Okay? But Ju does not wear like dress.
Yeah,
right?
No need
So-
to cut out his fact.
Correct. So right, if you want to hire a singer that wear a dress for your ballroom,
gowns.
you can know that. You can find her, she will think 10 times lah. But it's not because she's not interested. She's just thinking, I know what song to sing, I know what to do. I just don't know what dress and shoes to wear. So, yeah. Maybe you should
I
try
should
putting
find the
that.
word. There is no word for
I don't
it.
know. Maybe
I should ask the copywriters.
non-dress or something. I don't know. But yeah, quite an interesting concept to follow though.
Yeah. Okay, I shall think of that. You should give me some word options.
Yeah. Think about
Now
that.
I'm
like.
thinking like, the cogs are turning. I'm like, how do we describe that?
But that's how our appearance matters so much somehow. Sometimes more than what our skills and personality is. That's-
Unfortunately, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially in the entertainment industry. It is a hard pill to swallow,
Yeah.
but it is, it is right on top there. No matter, people say it's okay, it doesn't matter how you look. You
Yeah.
know, as long as you can do the job, it's lies lah. You know, very
Yeah.
few people actually mean what they say. Yeah.
So as you were saying that, I'm like, why would somebody think that they prefer a slim MC?
Oh, there are so many.
Oh, I cannot even comprehend like what's the association with.
What is the factor, right?
Yeah, what's the fact that
So right, in the MC world, there are some very high profile MCs who are only hired by all these datuk-datuks because they want eye candy. But the plus side is these women are gorgeous. They
Yes.
are of a certain shape and size.
Sure.
And they're very eloquent. So I'll give that to them.
yeah,
you
sure.
know? Yeah. But you've also got these newer ones who are coming out, also look very beautiful. But language, habis lah, bungkus.
Ah.
So at one point, I'm like, hey, I can make money of these fellas, you know. I can teach
train?
them how to speak
Ah.
and teach them how to do things, right? I'm like, I should find the time.
At least some legend behind.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
So, how people look at you matter to some people for their events.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
No,
got to be
I
a
can-
pretty face.
I can understand how, of course, you want somebody who is dressed well and fits the occasion, but okay lah. But then being plus sized not being the model size type of.
But plus size also can
baju.
present themselves according to the
Betul-betul. Tapi
occasion.
susah sikit nak cari baju lah sometimes.
Sometimes
Yeah.
lah.
So that's why I always ask ahead one. What you want me to wear first? You know?
That's the deciding factor.
Because it's not. It is not easy to find clothes, ma. So you need time.
Her last year onwards or something like that, she started to put wardrobe into the consideration. Last time was whether the dates make it, the band can make it, and then what song to sing. Now it's like whether I have clothes to
Yeah.
wear.
So, for
Correct.
example, there was one invitation. It was just an invitation, and it was like, "Oh, would you like to come for this?" And I saw, disco theme. Delete.
Hey, disco team is quite cool.
Yeah, but at that time I was like, too much headache. And then after that, they asked me to do something at the thing. Then I had to reconsider. Then I thought, actually, disco
Yeah, it's
theme
so
quite
fun.
cool. So I'm like, okay, but just saying lah that it is a very, very big factor on
Correct.
Yeah.
whether it's too much stress.
But I
or
don't
not.
think it's just the entertainment world.
Yeah.
Because when I was working in the bank, I was the youngest fella in my department lah. But I managed quite a lot with other head of departments and that. So they always read my emails,
Okay.
listen to my voice on the phone call and everything. And one day when they met me, they said, huh? You
So young.
So young ni ah?
Ah.
And then you're not 36 with mother, man. You thought like you're some. And I was like, wow, don't know how to be
Walao.
office.
Auntie,
You know?
ah.
Yeah, and you know how old I was? 21.
Oh no.
And they thought I was 30 something with 2 kids. And I was like, okay. And then immediately their future communication with me after the encounter was
Changed.
different. The respect, everything was gone.
It dropped?
Yeah. Based on the fact that I was too young, I look a little bit not as slim and professional as the salesperson downstairs at the bank. But immediately I can sense the difference. So appearance
Makes a
does,
difference.
Yeah.
Actually, we were just talking about this in the car, right? We were talking about musician friends who are very talented, but when they started, they were young, but still better than some older people, but just looked too young. And I remember some producers actually saying, hey, I would really love to have this guy on my team, but I sometimes have to consider, people who don't know how to listen to music, right? They just see them like, oh, you hire some kid. Just because
they
they
got a
don't look
K-pop
like...
oppa look, you know?
Yeah, so that kind of thing.
Have we moved from that though? Or are we still there?
I think we are still
I think
kinda
we're
there.
still there.
Really?
Yeah.
But we've got so many young artists that are coming out and they do have the K-pop look, right?
Yes.
So are we saying that we don't have space for them though then?
Okay, so for this particular guy, 3 years down the road, he's matured a little bit. You can see now he's like hot topic. Like everybody wants,
Okay.
yeah.
Correct.
He still looks young, but maybe less little boyish.
Okay.
So.
But I also think it's the one that's talented and has the look is a small pie.
Yeah.
And you have all this big pie creating an image of people. So when this young talented actually have a chance, it's taken from them because of the effects of this
Correct.
90%.
Because
They
we
have to
can
work
release
harder
like
lah.
little bit
Correct.
here. Yeah.
Correct.
You have to overcompensate for that.
Correct. For the skills to actually shine lah.
Yeah.
Because you have people who go in with nice looks and then actually tak ada benda one. Team kosong, you know.
But that's the other thing, right? So for you, right, you have that confidence that goes with it. I think it's not a common thing. Most people who have weights that are above the what you may call it lah, the standard orang yang biasa-biasa punya. Biasa-biasa punya.
Yang bukan plus size
Yang
lah.
bukan-
Plus size bukan plus size lah.
Tak,
Kan
yang
perkataan plus size kan
yang
cantik.
dulu yang okay lah, whatever you call it lah, the so-called ideal thing. Also find it difficult to have that confidence to find clothes that they are confident wearing. I think clothes really
Yes,
helps in how
correct.
we feel, right? So a lot of times also when I feel like, oh, I have to attend some gala thing, I don't really feel that confident in what I wear. You know,
it's not what you do, but it's what you wear.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So, but having the confidence is, I don't know, how did you develop that confidence?
It took a very long time.
Ah.
So I don't know if you remember Mag back in RTM. Do you remember me?
Actually,
No, right?
no.
Yeah, because it was not memorable. I didn't have the confidence. So it took me a long time to get to this point where I told myself, look, I want to do this. I want to be known. And to me, right, in my eyes, until today, I tell myself, I want to be famous, but I'm not famous. How come I'm not famous? You know, it's like, I'm not getting there, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, right, then I'm like, you know what? I'm plus size. I got to do this. I just do my best. Whatever comes is fine. You know, I'm blessed anyway. Okay. So I told myself I had to do this. So
Okay.
it took me a very long time to actually go on stage for the first time. So whenever we did a road show, right, I would stay at the back.
Correct leh. Because radio DJ or radio host is behind the scene.
Yeah.
Tak nampak muka.
And people always say, but you work on radio. I say, yeah, I talk to the walls.
Correct,
The walls
correct.
are
To
my
the mic.
friends. Yeah.
And back then radio got no camera one. Now radio got camera.
Correct.
How many moons or years is a long time?
A very long time. I think when I started in AFO, I told myself, look, I have to overcome this. If I don't overcome this, I'm never going to be able to make it. So then slowly but surely, in the first few years, I was like, this is terrible. It's not getting there yet. But you develop it slowly. Yeah. Then you just tell yourself, you know what? Forget about everything else.
Yeah.
And you just got to do it.
Okay, ada tak tip-tip macam mana nak developkan itu confidence? Like practical tips. Let's say every time I go out, I feel like, oh man, I'm not looking as good as the person next to me.
Then I stopped looking at the person next to me.
Yeah,
lah.
yeah. I mean, you always feel that. I mean, when you go out, right, you're always going to compare yourself to like, hey, that fella, that
Yeah,
kind
the
of thing.
mascara so nice.
Yeah,
Like, how come I
right?
cannot get that?
So you just
You
got
really look at the people. Huh?
you just got to work on yourself, lah. So you get to a point where you know how to do your own makeup,
Yeah.
you groom well, you do your hair and stuff like that. You know what you got to do before you go out for that event. Right?
Okay.
So you make sure your hairdresser is ready for you. You do your makeup and the outfit is comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
As in you feel comfortable and confident
Correct.
in it.
Yeah. Because if you don't feel comfortable, if you don't feel confident, you're gonna fall or you're gonna trip or you're gonna just wanna hide in the back kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, I have felt as well. Yeah.
And one thing I think a lot of people don't remember is your shoes make a difference as well. And I love the fact that we've come to a point where sneakers work for everything.
Yes.
Like what? Back in the days you have to wear high heels. I remember wearing stilettos and I'm like, wow, damn painful.
Where do you find it? The size so big. I cannot find a size 9.
Oh, when I was younger, I was about 7, 8. So
Oh, still okay.
Yeah. Then after I gave birth, I became a 8, 9 kind of thing.
Oh,
So
tricky
yeah.
man. Not that I don't want to try wearing. I can't find one to wear.
Right now, I don't want to
Must
wear
import
because
punya.
it's like, I think about, my weight after this high heel cannot tahan my weight. That's the other thing, right?
Yeah,
We got to
yeah,
think
yeah.
about. So find shoes that are comfortable. So I have a couple that I fall back on. So that makes me happy. I'm happy, that part.
Okay.
And then before I get into the place,
Yeah.
that's like the most nerve-wracking thing, right? So I
Yeah.
give myself about 5 minutes in the car. And I'm like, psych myself. I say a prayer. I'm like, it's a do or die thing. Like, and we've
Right.
got this. So I'm like, let's rock and roll. Let's go.
Right.
So
Okay.
we go lah. And then you
Yeah.
go in, you're damn confident. But actually at the back
Yes.
there, you're like, don't know whether I can do this, but I can do this. Yeah.
Actually, you are right. The mindset. So this same event that I was talking about, right? I went in with this, I don't know, man. I don't know the people in the scene right now because I've been a little bit out of it and everything. But somehow between the car and the escalator, I'm like, you know what? Even if I don't know anybody here, I'm going to be like, hey, hi. friendly lah, you know. We're like
Correct.
that when you're hiking also, you hello everybody. So why that intimidation when you think you're in a room full of
Correct.
people who you think you should know their name lah, but sorry lah, I don't know your name. It's not famous enough. No, not my fault ma. You know, and it's like I shouldn't feel like I'm
You're any less than anybody
you know?
else.
And I found that, hey, you know, when you go into with that mindset, then everybody also like, hey, can feel that confidence, right?
Correct.
And it kind of does magnetize a bit lah, and then it kind of rolls over lah for you lah, rather than going in and then
because they don't have to figure you out. You have figured yourself out. They just take what you present or portray.
Correct.
Instead of you going in trying to figure yourself, then they try to figure you out, then everything just
then just becomes
fall
awkward
apart.
and
like what's going on, man?
too much work, right?
They're trying to ask you what's going on and you don't know what's going on, therefore
Yeah.
it's just lost cause.
Correct, yeah. But I would advise that if you're in the industry and you're plus size and you're trying to get into it even more, always find out what your dress code is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I was asked to do an MC gig once, and the only thing they told me was, come dressed in pink. Okay?
That
So-
can be anything.
Yeah, right. So I came dressed in pink. So I wore a short skirt. I wore a shirt on top with a top inside, and very casual. Okay, and then they look at me like, then they won't tell you. They'll go tell the person they were liaising with, right? And I'm like,
Right.
she's not well dressed enough.
Oh no.
And you're like, but you told
did
me
put well
pink,
dressed
ma.
there. Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm like,
It be casual pink, ballroom pink.
correct.
What
And then
kebangsaan.
Yeah.
they cover your makeup and your hair. And then the lady who did my hair kind of made me look like something I didn't like. But I'm like, you know what? The client like it. Lantak lah buat je. But throughout the whole event, that thing is playing in your mind. Like, oh, tomorrow I'm supposed to wear heels because they say I have to wear heels, you know? And wear something more presentable. But I'm wearing skirt. What else is more presentable than skirt, right? We're doing a breast cancer thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's okay
Eh,
lah.
sounds okay, ma. It's a breast cancer thing. It's
But
not.
maybe it was a bit more formal than you.
It's not like
thought,
some
is it?
what you call
They
it.
only wanted me to wear high heels. Ultimately, that's what I
Oh.
found
Only
out.
high heels, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, big high heels and nothing else.
Yeah.
Censored.
A different kind of event altogether, right?
Oh, breast cancer, ma.
Yeah, just find out lah. Because after that, I made sure I always found out what the gig expected of me. Yeah. And it's very tricky when they tell me, it's okay lah, whatever you feel comfortable.
Oh, that's the scariest.
Oh my goodness.
I will always say that. Oh, you say one,
Actually, yeah.
Hey, not my fault. Every time they tell me that, I say, you say one, means I'm not going to give you much time. I'm going to wear my favorite clothes. That's it.
Correct, yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's very interesting how we've moved the topic. And I
Oh,
apologize.
It's okay.
No.
We are very sembang.
I mean, because it's
casual that way.
related, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's
clothing
related.
and size are very related. So,
Correct.
so I also have this thing where you have the standard SML thing, which fits a kind of that expected kind of body size. That I find it very hard to find clothes that fit my body. And then next rung is the plus size.
Yeah.
And then in between, right?
So you're in between. Oh.
Yeah, the in between.
Okay, that's also a tricky size to be in. But you don't look like you're in between though.
In between.
Yeah.
Actually, your shoulders got broader since the
Yes, it
pandemic.
did. It did.
Did
Are you
some,
working out?
We did the during the pandemic the first year. Then she worked out, and then second year when I saw her, I'm like, wow, the shoulders are broad now.
You know, got problem also.
Why?
Because my baju all tight
Kenapa?
here now. Then I haven't gone shopping. Here, sorry, I'm pointing at my shoulders, yeah.
No, don't suggest any video podcast. I'm not going to do video. Imagine it, guys.
That's a whole
imagine
lot
it.
of work with a video podcast.
Yeah, man.
What a good thing is being plus size these days is easier to find. Like you said, right? There's an SMLXL.
Yeah.
Back in the day when I was growing up, you know, SMLXL is very small. So your XL is probably an S of today or a
That's also
M
true.
of today.
That's also true.
You know.
Especially the couture.
Correct. But don't have to be in the children's department also. It's like, you know, I could not fit anything in the children's department like, you know, until how old? Oh, that was terrible. Yeah.
But I find being big size myself, the hard thing to find is not so much the size, but the cuttings. A lot of
yes,
them,
yes.
they design their clothes based on the, I don't know,
Certain-
the hourglass.
Yeah lah, that's why.
Hourglass.
So the waist can fit means the hips cannot fit. The hips can fit means the waist cannot fit. Then like...
Okay, depending on where you buy your clothes lah, really.
Come, give some recommendation plus size.
I don't know. If you're buying from the American company that's based in China, then maybe you got a lot of problems.
Okay.
I love the fact that they carry a lot of
Most of our clothes
sizes.
are from China now.
Bangladesh.
We've got a lot of plus size brands local.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
Yeah, so they make really good clothes. But I always feel like they cater a lot to the Malay community, so it's a little bit more reserved.
Yes.
Ah,
So
okay.
if you're looking for something more out there, you
Yeah.
know, a proper dress and stuff like that, then you look out lah to China. Doesn't help that now we got, 10% tax on China
yes, we
products
talked
for
about this.
below 500 ringgit. Yeah.
Yes, we had that in the first
Oh,
episode
my goodness.
two episodes ago.
But you know what? 10% if it's gonna make you feel better and earn more
it's-
money, then
but
yeah,
I,
sure,
I
why
find
not?
it's very hard. Even say, let's say you buy from China, right?
Yeah.
People who are slim and slender,
Yeah.
they can just go there, pick online.
Yes!
Fit one.
Yeah.
We all
Yes!
are. You measure, you fit also come, sure, 50%
Something
don't
wrong.
fit one.
Correct. That's why I never buy anything without trying.
The other thing is, those who are smaller
Yeah.
have cheaper clothes.
Yeah.
Why is that unfair?
I don't know. You
Need more
don't buy
materials,
it,
eh?
right? For example, 10 ringgit
Yeah.
size. XXL is 30 ringgit, huh? But same shirt, what? So the size goes big, right? Then the ringgit, the value go big. Add 2 ringgit. I don't know lah. Maybe you never buy 7XL
No, I've seen
before lah.
before.
I
seen
buy
before.
so many XL that I say, how come every XL that I add is extra money
Go
one?
additional, yeah.
Yeah, suddenly not so cheap anymore.
Maybe because it's a limited edition.
Right.
Extra cloth lah, they have to sew.
Maybe lah.
I don't know. That's
I
what they
also
used to
don't
tell us lah, you know.
And then I will tell them that the XSS one don't need pay money. I mean, shouldn't they take the purata of everything and then do the average price for everyone lah?
Hello, you order things less sugar, got pay less not?
No.
Nah, you add only extra shot. Then only pay
Oh, but
extra.
nowadays, you order things less ice, got pay lah. Pay more lah. Less
Oh, that's
ice.
because you get more drink lah.
So actually they were cheating us to begin with. Now we pay for them to be honest with it. What?
Yeah,
We have a
yeah.
really messed up world that we live in,
very
right?
messed up. I
Correct,
agree.
correct.
I agree.
Okay, so you talk a lot about the being in the industry, but what about the everyday
Life.
life? Yeah. Go back to
Everyday
that
life.
conversation just now when you say that you walk around and then you look at the people at how they look like their appearance, right?
Uh-huh.
So I used to walk around and I feel like people are looking at me. Of how fat this fella is walking around like some, I don't know, balloon walking around or something like that. And it took me a while to, manage or tackle that lah. So my one tip now is very simple lah. The world is too busy to look at you lah. Who you think you are lah? You just walk lah. They don't notice you.
I think
But
that
then
is kind of true.
at
no?
the other end of my brain will tell me, but you're big enough to be noticed. You are not petite. You cannot just walk by and nobody see. You're big enough to like, hello, look at me, my size.
This self-battle is a bit...
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of our appearance has to do with our own, like you say, like confidence, right?
Yeah.
You have to resolve in yourself what you feel. So at the end of the day, after a while, I say, okay lah, if I'm big enough and you notice me, hello, and I'll just walk. But I just pretend the world does not notice me because I'm not important enough.
Okay, but right there, as you're saying that, I am thinking, is that not a plus that you walk into a room and people notice you?
Yeah.
Only,
You know what I mean?
Only if I have resolve and confident about it.
Yeah, so I mean,
Right.
if, like just now I said, right, it's really coming to terms with what I want to bring to the room, right?
Correct.
And if I wanted to be noticed like you, I would have to wear extra tall heels, which my friends actually do, like 3-4
Yeah,
inches,
yeah.
just to stand at the same height, you know, and be seen at the same eye level.
But it's okay,
Otherwise,
right?
it's like, who she's down there? Like, but you know what I mean? So it is a plus. You
I
walk
like
into
that
the
when you
room,
be
it's like,
shorter lah.
wow,
So short that people notice you also can lah.
less lah.
That means
less lah.
you cannot be average lah, that means.
I think it's a plus. If you want to be noticed, being big is a plus.
Yeah.
That's why it's called
A
plus
big-
size.
I just about to say that. I'm like, that's a big skull plus size.
You're right. I think so.
How high heels have you worn?
Not very. 3 inches, I think. Wait, how high is 3 inches?
Comfortable lah. I don't know. I'm
Not
very bad in
comfortable
math.
lah.
Macam
Like
ni,
that
macam ni cawan.
Oh, like this
Walking.
lah.
no lah.
1 inch, 2 inch. About here lah, slightly taller
Like
than
that, right?
cawan lah.
Maybe.
Cannot be 1
3 inch lah, that's 1 centimeter.
6 inches is one
Yeah.
sandwich kan. Okay, one sandwich. That tells you a lot about me.
Yes, Subway.
Good lah.
I think lah, like your phone lah. Correct lah, I think this cup will be good one. And just in case you guys are wondering, it's the IKEA cup. the one that is very popular one, blue, red, whatever colour one.
I don't know. It doesn't feel that high. I think I would like stumble and fall if I wore it.
I would have died on that hill.
2 lah, okay lah, 2 lah, 2.
This is
Yeah.
3 ah. 2 should
yeah,
be
2 lah.
okay, 2 lah.
2
2 is
lah.
safe lah.
Yeah, 2 lah. I've done 2 before. It's like crazy lah. Gila.
Yeah.
I cannot. After I cannot feel my feet for like, don't know how long.
I would, at this size, I cannot feel my feet even after I got into the car. I'm like, okay, my toe is slipping right now. The baby toe is gone.
So one thing I came to terms with early is I know what kind of shoes make
Yeah.
me comfortable, and I do need heels, at least 1 inch lah, 1.5. But it's always I either go with the Oxfords or the boots type. And
Okay.
because I
Stable,
figured,
stable.
this is me, I wear that, I feel super confident and I can carry myself. And why do I want to wear a stiletto? And I don't care lah, if you don't like your
True.
problem lah. But
Correct.
I'm going to be rocker chick or whatever. And then you don't like, you go talk to the next person.
But I like that though. I like that about you because you've already created that image for yourself.
Yeah.
You are who you are. And when you go on stage, you know that's Jurita. She's going to be rocker chick. You
If
know,
she turn out one day with
so lah.
stilettos and dress, you'll be like, what
we were
happened
like,
to Jurita?
"Oh, Ju-"
Yeah, I tried that once too. Nobody talked to me.
They don't know what
Did
to
they
do.
not recognize you? Really?
Yeah. I walked past my brother, so he even like... Then after that, I was like, never again. It was the boringest event ever because all my friends just like, woo, who that?
So we cannot even try too hard, right? We're going to be
Cannot.
true to ourselves.
Yeah.
Therefore, we have to come to terms with accepting ourselves for who we are.
Yes.
Yeah. We're just going to
Wow.
work on that.
That is so good.
Sounds like a good ending.
I think
Let's
so
just
too.
end on that note. Otherwise, the cow will go home and we're still here.
Jom Sembang Malaysia is hosted by 2 Malaysians who are passionate about Malaysian stuff.
Stay tuned every week for a brand new Sembang session with Jurita Suito and Gina Yap Layung.
Today's episode is recorded at Studio 2105.
Remember to click like and subscribe for the brand new episode next week.